You got a chance to get excited for All-Star Weekend yet or anything, or is it hard with the flow of the games coming every day?
No, it's not hard. It's not hard. I'm excited about it. Excited that it's, in my city, and that everybody's gonna, kind of come to Indy and, get to experience that. For that, I'm excited, and I mean, I have to be excited. I have to plan all these things, and I got a million appearances, and just getting my All-Star schedule down has been hectic. But yeah, I mean, you're still doing that well in the flow of the season.
Skills challenge, 3-point the game. Am I missing anything that you're doing?
No, I don't think so. I think you'll see me at every event that goes on at All-Star Week in some capacity.
To keep building on that, I mean, how does your week look? Like you said, I mean, obviously, for one thing, it's just a lot of your friends are coming to town.
Yeah.
I mean, just what all do you have planned beyond the stuff that you have to do just to hang out with all the friends you have coming in?
I mean, it's not really a ton of time to hang out with friends coming in. I wish you could see my calendar. Oh! I wish you could see my calendar for the week. It's pretty hectic, especially Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's kind of start my day at 10 o'clock with whatever appearance, 3-point contest practice, another appearance, then the game, whatever it is. That's just kind of how it goes. But I'm not complaining. I'm excited about it.
How many total do you have? I mean, I guess, tell me as much about that calendar as you can tell me.
I really don't know. I really have to get my phone to tell you everything. I know I have a Nike appearance on Thursday. I know I got an interview with Taylor on Thursday. I got the Woj pod on Friday. Thursday, All-Star ceremony tip-off on Thursday. Celebrity game on Friday. Then the the Rising Stars game on Friday. What am I missing?
You've covered many of the big things.
Appearance at the 2K League Showcase. Is that on Friday or Saturday?
That I think is
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know a ton right now. But, I'll look at my calendar the days before and mentally prepare myself for everything.
It is called the All-Star break.
Yeah.
It won't be a break.
Yeah. I mean, I've every All-Star since I've been in the NBA, I have been at All-Star Weekend, which is pretty cool. Hopefully, I can maintain that throughout my career. But yeah, I mean, I think that you get those kind of couple days after the All-Star festivities where you're not touching a basketball, and usually coaches understanding of that. We probably practice on Tuesday for our game Thursday, so it'll probably give me that day off as well, just to not touch a basketball. I feel like that's good for anybody mentally to kind of step away in the course of a crazy season. But to be honest, I've obviously been injured, so I haven't, those days that I was still trying to touch a basketball as much as possible, but I think that break for my body for a couple of days wouldn't be a bad idea as well.
Some teams and players struggle in this week before the break. They have other things on their minds. Where is this team at mentally right now in these final 4 games?
Well, I think just approaching it the right way and understanding that we want to go into All-Star break strong, feeling good about where we're at. Everybody get a break for themselves mentally, and then coming back together and finishing the season strong, making a playoff push. So I think that's what we're trying to look at it as. I mean, you don't even hear guys talking about their plans for break or anything like that. Just want to finish these last, whatever it is now, 5 games strong going into the break.
It's a bit of a unique question. You've probably been asked this already, but you've been to All-Star Weekend in the past. What do you think of having a court at the airport when people arrive?
I think that's fire. I mean, I heard you can't shoot on it. That's kind of trash. But I do think the thought of getting on an airplane with sweaty people from the court probably. You've seen all the memes. The memes have me dying. But I wish it was more. I wish you could shoot on it or something. Or I think that'd be cool. But I think it's cool. I think, like they say, basketball is not just basketball in Indy. So the whole. Court at the airport and all the other activations they're doing throughout the city, I think is really cool. They got my face on the side of the Marriott. I think that's pretty cool.
When did you have to kind of start planning this? I mean, to get a sense of what all it was going to take for you to get through the week. When did you start thinking, all right, this is what my weekend has to look like. This is where I have to fit everything in. I mean, how far back did it go for you?
Probably a few months before, I guess. I mean, probably in November, December, stuff starts getting planned. I would assume that it's like that for everybody, just trying to figure out everything.
recently Rick said to us that he feels like the game is slowing down for Aaron Nesmith a little bit. I was playing with him for these last couple years. Have you noticed that, and in what ways has he been kind of uplifting you guys recently?
For sure. I think obviously the more experience you get, the better, and the more minutes he's getting, the better. And I do think that Aaron is such a guy that plays balls to the wall at all times. You know, there's not many dudes play harder than Aaron Nesmith, you know. So you can see him starting to, you know, when he catches the ball, it's not just catch and go right away. He's working through his progressions of jab steps and moving the ball and kind of getting to the next action. I think that it's been really good for him. He's really helped us a lot. And I think that the starting group that we're working with right now, I think we got a good chemistry going. I feel like we all play well off each other. You know, two of our best, you know, point of attack defenders with Drew and Aaron, and then, you know, playing with me, Myles, and Pascal. I think that it fits pretty seamlessly, and I've enjoyed it thus far.
What do you think playing with Pascal has done for him? Especially, I think, for one thing, just the matchups, the way they've changed. I mean, how do you think his game, for one thing, he's been allowed to do certain things or been in a position to be more successful just because he has Pascal now? There are different guys that he can guard, who guards him. The fact that he and Pascal can kind of flip, you know, in transition and say, okay, you go here, you go there. What all do you think has opened up in his game because he's playing with Pascal now?
Well, I just think the year has been interesting for him just because last year he played so much small ball 4 for us. And now going back to, you know, kind of his natural position of playing on the wing more. And that's not just because of Pascal. I mean, Obi was starting early in the year. You know, Jalen started for a little bit. So it's kind of just been changing throughout time. But I think that him going to his natural fit has helped. And I think last year of him getting that experience of guarding 4 men, I think that, like you said, he can seamlessly fit where, you know, if we're playing a team, you know, with two wings and, you know, one is kind of more, you know, aggressive, more of the attacker, more of a scorer, you can kind of put Aaron on him and have Pascal guard the other. I think that it just, you know, adds to our perimeter, you know, our perimeter defensively.
Wasn't a unique question, but Pepper, he was telling me that he's gonna like doing an All-Star game intros and all that. He's from Indy. What does he mean, like when you kind of hear him come over the loudspeaker and kind of give you all the energy throughout the game?
I think just the cool part about All-Star is just the comfortability that I'll have within the arena. You know, I'm assuming that it'll be the same people who work our games. See Sylvia in the back and all the other security guards that throughout the arena. I plan to get to the arena the same way I do anyway. I'm still planning on parking in my parking spot and going down the hallway. I'm not really changing anything. So I think that's the cool part about it. And you know, just kind of have, you know, your team's flair on it. You know, what your team, what is traditional to what we do, and having Troy and just all the other people throughout Cambridge, and just seeing some familiar faces during the weekend, I think is really cool.
Tomorrow we're doing a segment, all-time All-Stars, Pacers starting 5. You made the cut. What does this mean to you to kind of already be considered in this franchise as one of the best Pacers All-Stars?
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. You know, I think that's not for me to decide, but yeah, it's cool to be somewhere, and that's something that's big for me being here. Is I feel like I have a chance to be not only a special player within myself, but a special player for this organization moving forward, and something that, you know, kids from Indy when they're adults can, you know, hopefully tell their kids about how I was as a player. So I think that's the cool part about being with an organization long term, and that this is where I plan to be for the rest of my career. So you know, I think that's the exciting part about it.
How would a team of you, Reggie, Paul George, Jermaine O'Neal, how would you fare?
Who's the 5th?
Ken?
As of now, Rick Smith.
Okay. Well, I think in a game of, you know, we're probably going to play some teams with some 4 wings, so I don't know. We might need to, I love Rick, but we might need to get like Ron Artest or something in there I don't know. We need to get somebody else, you know, to guard wings. But I think we'd be pretty good. We'd be fun to watch, get up and down. Jermaine is a lob guy protecting the rim, and me, Reggie spacing the floor with Paul attacking, and I think it fit well.
Last night after the game, there was a lot of praise going around, but Rick singled out you and Buddy in that group at the end of the 3rd quarter. What was working in that stretch of the game?
Yeah, just playing hard, really. To the normal person, I don't think they realize how important Buddy Hield is to what we do. Even if he's not shooting the ball, the attention he brings, and they can get messed up on defense, he's the best in the league at it. So, you know, we love having him out there, and he was just great. He spearheaded that whole thing, and we all just kind of fed off him.
As a point guard, you know as well as anyone that you got to sometimes get guys hot or get him a shot. And if he's been going through a little bit of a off shooting stretch, how important is it to get his confidence going? I mean, he's always confident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, all he needs to see is one go in. So we're always trying to hunt to get him the ball, and he finds ways to mess up the defense and have them mess up switches, and I'll get to the rim, or Tyrese or Drew will get to the rim, or we'll get the ball moving, and the ball finds its way to him a lot, and he's one of the best shooters in the game.
How about locker room chemistry, personality? What about him fits on a team and is valuable that maybe people, like you said, don't realize?
The guy never has a bad day, ever. That's an elite skill to have, especially in this league. People look at the money we make and say we can't have a bad day. I mean, that's just not the case. We're human at the end of the day, and the energy and charisma he brings to the locker room is unmatched.
To delve into just deeper in the concept of gravity, when somebody has that, I mean, why does it have so much staying power? I guess obviously even when a guy's slumping, that a defense still knows that it can't give him any space, and like how particularly is important, not just the way the game is played now, to have somebody that attracts that kind of.
Well, I mean, he's been one of the best shooters in the NBA since he's gotten into the league, and just the attention that teams bring, because he's a gifted shooter and cutter and mover and passer. He's underrated in a lot of those categories that I mentioned. Probably not just shooting, but he's not underrated in shooting. But all those people don't really understand what he does for an offense, and as simply as being selfless as taking yourself out of the play and creating open gaps for the point guards. He's elite at it.
I asked Tyrese about this last night, but it seems like within games you're always, a little bit of trash talk with your opponents, and then after you guys high fives your buddies with everybody in the league. How are you able to do that? Like, not make anybody so mad, but still be tight with everybody, and still make it a part of your competitive nature in a game?
I'm not going to reveal my secrets to you. Sorry.
It's okay. Other thing that happened last night is Rick said part of the pro of having Andrew in the starting five is that it's easier to get you minutes. After the start of the season, he had to talk with you about your rotation spot. How meaningful is it to you to have that be something he is saying now and playing every day?
Yeah, I mean, I just try to do my job. The rotations and minutes are up to him. Drew has obviously played extremely well. Tyrese is who he is. Just try to show up, and when my number's called, just do my job. It's really that simple.
Do you think it's a skill to play hard? Like, I don't know, you play hard, Aaron plays hard. Do you think that's a skill? And if so, how do you, I guess, cultivate that or get better at it and kind of spread it throughout the team?
Yeah, I mean, people seem to say, these guys, all they do is really play hard, but if it were easy, everybody would do it. It's one of those things where having a great motor and feel and just a will to outwork the other four guys in front of you, and especially your matchup. So, I mean, Aaron he's unbelievable. He's diving all over the floor, shooting the three great, guarding the other team's best player. We're lucky to have him for sure.
How about the skill or the ability to get the crowd into the game? I feel like you, Tyrese, and Buddy might be sort of near the top of the list on this team. Do you feel sometimes when you need to make a play or all make a play and then incite the crowd a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those feel things, I think we have a great home court, so anytime we can, get a little extra juice in there, it's one of those feel things, just got to do it.
I think we ever asked, what was last week like to work through for you physically? Like, what did you all have to go through to get, how rough was it, and how would you have to do to get back healthy?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough, but that happens in an 82-game season. Just got to hydrate, take care of yourself, and try to get some sleep. That's really all that is.
I know you accept any challenge defensively, but has there been any point in your career when you've matched up with Steph Curry and really thought about that, looked forward to that, enjoyed that opportunity?
I mean, anytime you go against greats like that, you want to step up and accept the challenge, and they're obviously great players in their own right, but it's not one guy versus Steph. It's 5-on-5 at the end of the day. It's going to be a group effort to try to contain him.
Security was something you wanted to be your community impact or wanted to address?
There was. We did a lot of research as to what would be a good charitable effort in the Indianapolis, Marion County area. Looked at a lot of different things, but came back to food insecurity because it's something that affects everyone in all walks of life. In Indiana, it's not that there's not enough food. It's about logistics and getting the food delivered. And so largely what we do is we get the food to the right people that need it. And so we're very proud of it. We've raised over $500,000 for this year and look forward to a bigger effort next year. But big thanks to Corey Wilson from our community relations department, Mike Preston, and of course Clay for all their help. And Steve Simon is a major donator. Mark Boyle is a substantial donator. Joe Sunderman from Penn Station Subs. Jim Irsay and the Colts are a major donator, and we appreciate all of them.
How did you kind of get from, what was step one, I guess, in figuring out what you wanted to do to getting it underway?
Well, during the bubble, with all the emphasis and attention on social justice, the coaches formed Coaches for Racial Justice, and all of us formed bonds with local organizations, and we also had connections to the Obama Foundation and the Equal Justice Initiative. So, when I went from Dallas to here, what you learn is that every market is different. Every city has different characteristics, different personality, different needs. In Dallas, I partnered with an amazing lady named Colette Flanagan from Mothers Against Police Brutality, and it was a beautiful 2 years I spent working with her. And so here, with Corey's help, we've got with 913 Logistics, Gleaners, and we've done something here that we're proud of, that is helping a lot of people. And so it's going to be a lot of work and a lot of effort, but it's going to be well worth it.
How much do you think it matters to just maintain that perspective? You've been in the NBA for a long time. A lot of guys are very successful, women as well, work in this space, but to keep that perspective of, okay, there's always somebody who could use our efforts.
Well, what I've learned in life, and what most people do as they are around for a while, is that success is one thing. Being successful at your job is something that's obviously very important, but real meaning in life comes from contribution and finding ways to help others. And so I've learned that over the years, and so this is another example of that. And just if you're lucky, you run into people like Clay South in the airport, and it turns into this kind of a relationship. And so just very, very, very fortunate, to have a relationship with him and the Simon family and the Colts and Boyle and Joe from Penn Station. So, just want to keep this thing going at the highest level possible. And this is not just a one-year thing. This is gonna go as long as I'm coaching here. So.
Hard to pivot to this, but you guys did practice today. Was there any specific focus or anything you wanted to?
Cleaning up some things from last night and getting a head start on Golden State. Golden State plays a different style than any team in the league. Presents some very unique challenges, with Curry, Thompson, and now Kuminga's playing at an all-star level. And they've added some guys to their roster that a lot of people, wouldn't see as household names, but are playing very well. So, got to get acquainted with that. Do the work that we need to do today, and get ready for tomorrow.
You mentioned Kuminga. I mean, you obviously had to know he's a really great talent to start with, but where has he taken another level in the last couple weeks?
The last 6 games, he's averaging 26 points a game.
Right.
A bunch of rebounds. He plays the whole game. He's just he's aggressive. He creates possessions with rebounding. He's shooting the ball. He's scoring the ball. Scores at all 3 levels, and so it's a major problem. And hats off to Steve and their organization for developing him the way they have. But we're gonna have to deal with him.
Your reserves have been as good as about any team in the league. What's impressed you most about those guys and how consistently they've performed well?
Yeah. Again, Steve does a great job of developing young players. I mean, the year that that Steph was out, they played like 8 or 9 guys. They had a bunch of young guys. Out of that group came Jordan Poole, who developed into a hell of an NBA scorer and a guy that was an integral guy of their championship team 2 years ago. And and when young players have a chance to play with guys like Curry and Thompson and Green, they're going to play better. So they're doing a great job of utilizing their veterans to develop their young guys.
Bit of a unique question, but I've been asking the different players, what do you think of the court at the airport to kind of intro All-Star Weekend people get here?
It's awesome. I mean, it's, and you got to, one thing you got to say about Indianapolis is that when they host events here, I mean, it's an all-out effort. They do it absolutely at the highest possible level, and there's an element of hospitality here that is, I don't know, it's just at the highest possible level.
What's impressed you most about the second unit of this group and the reserves and how well that they have consistently been able to put up some numbers when they're called upon?
I think the biggest thing for me personally is just just what you said. There's a lot of guys that could probably start on other teams, but when the number's called, they're ready and they're ready just to, just play at a high level. Not even just offensive, but defensively, they're flying around. They're making up for our mistakes at times. If we start games slow, and they just run the system very well, in its entirety.
Myles, what do you think? I asked Tyrese, what do you think of having a court at the airport when people get here for All-Star Weekend?
Oh, what airport? I'm sorry.
What do you think of having a court at the airport when people get here?
I mean, it'd be sick, but it's kind of a tease. You don't really get to actually, hoop on it or whatnot. I seen the lids is on it. It reminded me, as a kid, you go to like Dick's Sporting Goods or Academy, where they want to shoot around. They got the lids and stuff. But I think it's the ideology behind it's sick. Just kind of encompassing what the city's about as far as the hoop state and whatnot. But if you got to delay flight, being able to hoop a little bit, it ain't gonna be too bad, right?
You've talked more this season about how Indy's a big part of your life now, being here so long. Now seeing All-Star here, what does that mean to you, and how excited are you for all those events?
I'm just really excited, just for the city. So, I feel like they create so much buzz as they host a Super Bowl, hosting, events, hosting, Final Fours and countless conventions that come into town. It really is a sports town, and the people that be able to actually embrace and feel it when they're here is what I'm looking forward to the most. Just, you can talk about Indy all you want to, but when people actually get experience for themselves, I feel like that's going to be the dopest part about it.
How does the week look for you? What are you planning on doing to start? You got a bunch of appearances. What's your week?
Yeah, I'm a busy man. I'll be all around the city, man. I got some stuff going on my foundation. Doing some stuff. I'm obviously doing the skills challenge, on Saturday or whatever that is, and I'm running, bro. Every single day, every hour on the hour, I'm doing something. Just around the city, just trying to be the city's ambassador. Just trying to be one of the representatives, of our community and the city and the team while I'm here. So, I'll be all around.
You, Ty, and Ben gonna practice for the skills challenge? Is there even a way to do that?
I don't know. I think I might just, you can watch film. I think that it was in Utah last year, right? You can watch film how they had it set up there, but there's no real way to practice. It's all about instinct, I think.
Golden State games have always been a little bit of buzz in the building when they've come to town. What are you looking forward to this matchup tomorrow night?
They play different than any other team in the league, so they obviously present their challenges. I think that they obviously their system's been working to click for years now, so it's just being able to adjust to that system, being able to adjust on the fly, realize that there's some great players on the team. They're going to make some good shots, And you got to tip your cap, move on, just get ready for the next play. Just really absorb the moment.
You've had a little over 2 weeks now playing alongside Pascal. What's that dynamic like, and how much more comfortable do you get each game you play?
I think Pascal presents challenges for the other team in so many different ways. I mean, he's an ISO scorer, he's somebody who can fit right in with our system and defends at a high level. Is capable of getting other guys involved as well. I mean, he had a triple-double sometime last week, whenever that was, and I personally enjoyed it. He obviously presents more height for us, so defensively we're in a better way. And just watching him go to work at times, it's just dope, man. He's just really, there's not a lot of good that guys can do with him.
I think Ty said last week, I think after I think it was the Kings loss, he said, Pascal hasn't seen how fun this can be yet. And it seemed like you guys took a step in that direction last night. I mean, how close or how far do you think you guys are from sort of fully integrating him or fully kind of showing him what you guys can be when you're fully operational? Obviously, Ty's a big part of that, getting him healthy.
Yeah,
but
we haven't hit our stride yet. I think that guys still have to get healthy. I think guys, we haven't really played with our full roster yet, and haven't really had a chance to really integrate our entire offense, with him here. Just been glimpses, and everything's been on the fly and on the run, you know what I mean? So once we actually get to that point where we're, firing all cylinders, he'll be able to see kind of what Indy Pacers basketball is all about, like, 'cause he's only got a mere taste of it.